Foreign politicians are throwing their support behind Australia this morning as the battle with Facebook continues to cause ripples around the world. Australians are waking to a second day without news on the social media platform after the tech giant brought in sweeping and unprecedented changes yesterday, blocking news content. It's in response to government plans to regulate the website, forcing it and other major online outlets to pay for linked news articles.
The head of the British Parliament's Digital Committee accused Facebook of being a schoolyard bully and says the world is standing right behind Australia. And back home, both sides of politics have condemned the company after charity pages and vital health and emergency information were caught up in that sweeping and sudden ban. Lots to look at, so let's go straight now to the ABC's Managing Director, David Anderson. David, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Michael.
Now, I know there was lots of sabre-rattling ahead of the passage of this legislation through the lower house, but were you still taken by surprise when Facebook pulled that lever yesterday?
Look, I was. It's a fairly heavy-handed response. It effectively prioritises profits back to the US of a very large multinational over what is community connection here in Australia. I think that there was not much thought given to the role Facebook plays in communities across the country, and I think that not only taking down news sites but also emergency services, health, government services was extraordinary.
And we were making the point yesterday, a lot of our audiences rely on the ABC's metropolitan and importantly regional Facebook feeds when it comes to bushfire information and when it comes to coronavirus information. So that is quite damaging, the sudden removal of that, isn't it?
I would have thought so. Trust is important. So we value that very, very highly. The ABC's news and information services are the most trusted in the country, and you need to abide by that relationship. And I think that trust has just been handed away here. I think the world is watching. I feel like Australia is the canary down the mine at the moment, I still, if I look down the list of sites that are down now for the ABC, things that were otherwise there, and of course emergency services sites, links to BOM if you're in Queensland and you're worried about floods and rainfall, but things like Gardening Australia. I mean, I hadn't envisaged that Costa was reading the news, but ABC Kids, Michael. So the ABC Kids community page is not up at the moment. It is, it is quite heavy-handed and broad in I guess, the removal of all of those pages.
Yeah, when it comes to Bluey, we are entering a different and dangerous part of the argument here, quite frankly. How many Australians, before it was taken away from them, went to, say, ABC News's Facebook page for their news?
Well, look, it's about 7 million people per month that would be looking at or be coming through to our sites via Facebook. But of course, they're not unique, whether they would be accessing other services more directly from the ABC. It is interesting to note Facebook estimated that 4% of the people that use Facebook were there for news. Research from Canberra University last year showed that 49% of Australians think that they're going to Facebook for some sort of news and information. So I think I think there are a vast number of people that are affected by this, and particularly to remove credible news off Facebook, I don't think is acting in the best interests of our democracy.
No, it is extremely dangerous for civic discourse, exactly. Now, OK, Facebook's gone and there has been a sudden rush of people signing on to the ABC News app, and I'm sure you know, David Anderson, that it's gone right to the top of the pops at the #1 spot of the Apple podcast site, which is great news and a great reinforcement of the trust Australians place in the ABC.
Yeah, look, I'm not surprised to see that the ABC News app is now the #1 app in the Apple App Store this morning. We have the leading news digital service in the country, not only by the quality of journalism we have, but the amount of people that come to it every month. So half the population are accessing ABC News sites directly every single month, and it's a testament to our service, but also a service that people can rely on. And I will add, it's not just News Digital and other news services, but across what we do on radio as well. Yep. Local radio is an incredible source of news and information, particularly in regional and rural Australia. And this Facebook change does affect the connection we have with those communities that would otherwise put on Facebook.
OK, before we go, let's go to the other tech giant, Google. Is the ABC close to signing its deal with Google?
Proximity is always a bit of a furphy. So we're in constructive discussion with Google at the moment, it's good to see that other agencies have actually, and other media outlets have done deals. We're in discussion with them, and look, we hope that that continues down the road that we're on.
Okay, we'll see when that happens. David Anderson, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Michael.